couple of cuts on the right places, you know, with a couple of cuts on the right places, he's altered the image to the point where you can't tell anymore. You know, I think that's why I like him a lot. His ability to make mistakes, his ability to try the, you know, obviously untried. The true spirit of experimentation's there.
There really wasn't any category then. It was like just everything, and I was trying to make kind of interesting compositions while I was putting it in. Now I'm just concerned with storing the image. So that's how I started out. At first I was using, just cutting out pictures from magazines, you know, just kind of decide what, at some point, you know, what the dark was. And the way I started with was, just for a while I had this idea in the back of my mind that, like, well, what if I was to take a photograph and cut out all the dark parts and spray paint through that? I wonder how that would look. I remember thinking about that for like several months before I ever really got around to doing it. And then even when I did it, I thought, you know, this might not work, so I just won't spend much time on it. And I just did it really quickly and sprayed it once, and I was like surprised at how well it came out. To me, it's just the most sensible way to work. It's the most practical, and the kind of photographic images, you know, and create them more than once, and it's just the way I've...
Scott's work is really what popular art should be, in a lot of ways. It should be this amalgamation, this collision of forms. Why does that geisha girl have a kimono with Elvis Presley images on it? I mean, that's making like the biggest pop cultural statement that you can make, because you know, Elvis Presley, the ultimate American icon. You know, Japan, we have the stereotype of Japan, and with this culture that's like thousands of years old versus this American pop culture, they just collide into this surreal accident. People say, well, why did he put that in there? Well, the reason why he put it in there is the same reason why Jackson Pollock, you know, used black, but probably because he didn't have red.
This one's a little heavy on the black, wouldn't you say? You know, he's doing all his outlines in black here. A simple oversight on Scott's part, something that might have been, you know, the proximity of black paint. He's more like the Universal, you know, the guy that dips his head into the primordial pond and then jots it down while he's checking it out. But, you know, really just you and me with a different name and personality. The guy we hired to specialize in this, his notebooks are like Da Vinci's. They're, you know, so rich and bountiful that for him to select and come to, you know, this small arrangement of flora and fauna is like very difficult.
It's what people used to say in the 60s, now. It's not contrived, even though it looks like it's contrived. So that's what I like about it, you know?
So do you think Scott's taking this art anywhere? Do you think he's taking stencil art anywhere? He's in a tradition, not in the sense of a long tradition, but he's in, certainly, with the artist who used pop media images, blew them up, put them on canvas, either by way of silkscreen or by stencil, but he's taken it one step further once again.
But you know, you watch television, that's how it is. You know, things are changing irrationally from one point to the other, you know, from like 500 dead in China to a dog food commercial. And that's, you know, dominant feature of our culture. These images are hitting us one after another in not a particularly necessarily sensible order. But, you know, maybe then there is, though, maybe if you stood back far enough from it, there would be some point where it would make sense. And maybe that's what I'm hoping will happen if I continue to.
some of his work is folk looking. It's not folk art, not in any stretch of the imagination. There's a place, a self-critical place in this prairie home, the Western home, where his art might be so reflexive, critical, questioning, that it might just do the trick.
I think, you know, like the topic itself that he's dealing with, it's an open-ended thing. It's not this. It's, you know, this as it fits into the rest of it. The stuff he hasn't done yet is where we're all interested.
Still, collage really is not the basis of it. It's painted, collage is the basis of it. Even when it's painted, it's still collage really is not the basis of it. I went to France a few years ago and saw the stencil art there. So no one really does like I do. They do. A lot of people have good images they cut, but no one uses, you know, lots of stencils to put together a bigger picture. Well, you know, to me, it's just like I was saying earlier, the most sensible way if you want to make an image of something. Spray paint, you could cut it and it's there and it stays there sharply and free to use the image, you know. And you can try things out in different colors. You can choose. It seems like it just was eminently practical way to work. I can imagine why, you know, Unwin does it the most, that why everyone does it, you know, create images that way.